Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the 2024 Cadillac XT5. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Sander Cadillac here in Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this XT5. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.6-liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 310 horsepower and then 271 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, it's kind of hard to see because of the white paint, but you do have some pretty cool body lines. And then popping down below, we've got Cadillac's signature lights. You guys can see the daytime running light that heads all the way down. That looks really cool. And then we've got Cadillac's signature grille as well. Notice it's all blacked out. And I like the silver Cadillac emblem. And then we got parking sensors at the bottom and then more blacked out trim. And putting it all together, I love the contrast between the black and white elements. Now coming around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235, 55, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see that the wheel is all blacked out, and we actually have Brembo brakes with this particular package. I love the red brake caliper. I think that's really cool. Body painted fender flares here, and then look at the silver trim, another Cadillac emblem there, and then you guys can see everything else is body painted. And putting it all together, here's your side profile on the XT5. Now here's a quick look at the key fob. We have our unlock function or lock function, remote start, the opening for the hatch, and then the Cadillac logo there on the back, and let's pop her open. Now inside of the cargo area, you guys will find that we have a cargo cover built in from the factory, and this is pretty cool, this whole slider system there. You guys can see like the lock function and everything. We also have this cargo net as well, and yeah, overall storage space is great here in the back of the XT5, and then when you're all done, just press that and then it'll lower it down. Love the look of these taillights here. You've got like the kind of like white and silver inside, and then you guys can see all the badges here darker on the back, including the covers for the exhaust tips. And putting it all together, let me know your thoughts on the looks on this XT5. Now inside, it's soft touch here at the top, and you guys can see the carbon fiber trim down below. We've got the high performance series sound system from Bose, and then more soft touch down below. Love the look of the seats. You guys can see perforated all down the center, and then look at the stitching and everything. Now legroom here in the back is actually really good. We've got a little storage pocket. We've got our own climate zone here for the rear passengers. We also happen to have some vents here in the back, and we have the cup holder armrest. And then last but not least, headroom. It's good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see here with the trim at the top, and then look at the carbon fiber down below. Again, another speaker for the high performance sound system. And then we also have blind spot running with the mirrors, and then more padding down below here. All of our window controls, front two are automatic, and then you've got the mirror adjustments, and the mirrors do power fold in, and we've got memory seats. Look at the stitching there, little Cadillac emblem, perforated all down the center portion. Power adjustments here on the side. Fancy looking pedals. You guys can see the parking brake here with the heads up display, and then look at the carbon fiber trim and then all of the padding. Now here's a look at the steering wheel, nice leather trim all around. We've got a bunch of practical controls on the steering wheel itself, so like your heated steering wheel button, you guys can see stuff for the lane departure, cruise control. Look at the Cadillac emblem, more carbon fiber trim as well. Really nice paddle shifters there on the back. And then turn signal light stock and windshield wiper stock. Now taking a look at the gauge clutch, you guys can see analog on either side, and then we've got a bunch of different menus we can scroll through here to see different bits of info on the vehicle itself. You guys can see right now we're in two-wheel drive mode, by the way. We can go from that to all-wheel drive to sports to off-road mode. Now in reverse, we do have a 360 camera system that'll pop up. You can see there's viewpoints out of every single angle here with the XT5, so really good camera system overall. And I like the little, oops, hit the windshield wipers. Little like shortcuts right there. And speaking of shortcuts, you also have more at the bottom here. Overall response time of the screen's really solid as well. And then you guys can see how it's perforated here on the front, and then look at the trim at the top as well. And then down below, we've got dual zone climate as well as heated and ventilated seats, all the controls right there. And then you guys can see here with this little like leather stitched storage area, there's more of that trim all over. Even right here on this, like, it covers up the cup holders. That's overkill, but I love it. And then here's the shifter for the 9-speed automatic, analog control for the infotainment system. If you don't want to use the touchscreen, you got that for the stability control. You've got the drive mode select, and then pretty cool center console. wireless phone charging pad, and then look at the padding here in the top. And yeah, pretty good glove box. And then we have the camera rear view mirror. We've got universal garage door openers and then a panoramic sunroof. So here's the window sticker for the XT5 2024 model year. You guys can see here with all the standard equipment, oh, it has a twin clutch system. I feel like that's becoming very popular in modern SUVs. Anyways, base MSRP is $56,795. Now this does have quite a few options. So those wheels, $2,500. That's crazy. You've got the tech package as well. And then we've got this paint job, which is also kind of expensive. Man, quite a bit. But the sport package is what adds a lot of the cool stuff that this has, like the suspension adjustment and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, $68,790 is the total MSRP on this. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood, and hopefully you can notice the heads-up display. Both the mirrors throughout the rest of the rear. And let us set off in the XT5. And if you guys want me to review, they have like a Lux as well. I think it's that one. Yeah, I think it's that one. Let me know. But I figured you guys would probably, in the YouTube space at least, would probably want to see the sport version. Even though it's a more expensive version, it's the cool one, right? Everyone likes to see the cool version of a car on YouTube. So first off, seat comfort's really good. I do like the leather on the seats, and you know, throughout this interior, it has this very like sturdy feel, if that makes sense. It's kind of a weird way to put it, but like everything's very tight in here. So fit and finish, it's a good way to put it, is really good. And then aside from that, suspension, super comfortable. It's one of the things that Cadillac does really well is suspension. So I got to adjust the GoPro a little bit. It's kind of falling off my head. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. But yeah, they do a really good job with suspension comfort. Okay, sorry, take two. There we go. This GoPro sometimes it just doesn't like to stay on my head. But yeah, I think that's solid. That is for sure. It's quiet too. I love the camera rear view mirror. That helps out with visibility a massive amount. I'm always like so hesitant to like turn right because of the trains that go through here. They always take like 3.5 years to get through. But anyways, trains aside, ride quality is really good. Again, going over the bumps, the train tracks really show this. Engine's got a decent amount of torque. Yeah, let's see here. Oh yeah, soaks it up so well. So I think that's really good. It's so quiet too. Air conditioned seat also works really well, so that's a big positive. Steering's super light. When it comes to handling, it's a luxury SUV. It's interesting though that they still do this with the front wheel drive platform. It's kind of, it doesn't feel bad or anything, but it's just interesting. So I'll pop into the sport mode. That'll pop into all-wheel drive. There we go. It does feel different now. You get a little bit of a push from the back, so it kind of slightly changes the driving dynamics here with the XT5. Some other stuff, what I've noticed, and this is just like a general car review thing, is it's so hard to tell nowadays in modern cars what material is like with leather, what's real leather and what's synthetic. Like the synthetic stuff has gotten so good that it's, you know, differentiating the two from each other. It's getting harder and harder, so it's making my job a little bit more interesting as time goes on. But I will say I do like the, as long as you like the more cowhide texture, the touch points, it's got like a more rugged feel, which is kind of interesting. But even this is soft touch, which I think is good, because normally manufacturers will just leave that to be exposed plastic. So it's cool that they made that soft touch here. Anyways, let's get our acceleration. Yeah, that's good. It's really good. Again, for a 3.6 liter V6. So to sum things up, I think this thing looks pretty cool on the outside with the Sport package. I like the interior, a lot of it's soft touch. I think that's a big positive. And yeah, I like what they've done. I said this in my XT6 review, and I'll say it in this review again. I don't think this powertrain's bad, but I do think that Cadillac should offer a high performance XT5 and XT6. They've got the powertrain from the CT4V Blackwing that I think would be great because it's a turbo V6, so it's going to have lower emissions than the the CT5V Blackwing that has the V8, right? So I think it's more realistic. And again, it's basically just this engine with turbos. So yeah, I think that they should do that. I think that would, people would go crazy over it, and I think it would really help out just with moving more cars for the brand. But let me know what you guys think about the XT5, and let me know if you agree with my point on the XT5 and XT6 with getting a the turbocharged V6 from the CT4V Blackwing.